Welcome to this week's Come, Follow Me lesson. I'm excited to share Doctrine and Covenants sections 111 through 114 with you. These chapters come from a time when the early saints were facing real hardship, financial disaster, arguments, and a lot of uncertainty. Just months after the Kirtland Temple's dedication, it felt like everything was falling apart. But in their struggle, the Lord gave instructions that are so simple and comforting. Be humble, keep trying, and trust that He will order all things for your good. Let's start in Salem, Massachusetts. In 1836, Joseph Smith and church leaders went there hoping to find money to pay off the church's debts. But nothing worked out. Can you imagine how that must have felt? All that traveling, all that hope, and nothing to show for it. But listen to what the Lord said, I, the Lord your God, am not displeased with your coming. I will order all things for your good. That's in section 111. Even when our best efforts seem to fail, God sees the whole picture. He promised Joseph there were more treasures than one in Salem. Treasures not of gold, but of people waiting for the gospel. So if you've ever tried your best and felt like you came up short, remember the Lord isn't disappointed in honest effort. He can always turn detours into divine directions. Now let's talk about Thomas B. Marsh. He was the president of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, but he felt left out and hurt when others were called to serve without his input. The Lord's response in section 112 is powerful. Be thou humble, and I will lead thee by the hand. I love that. In a time of tension and even apostasy, the Lord doesn't scold. He just gently reminds Thomas and us to be humble, obedient, and full of faith. No matter how lost or confused we feel, the Lord will guide us patiently and step by step if we're willing to follow. Section 112 also teaches that true conversion is about our relationship with Christ, not our callings, not our knowledge, not our position. The Lord told Thomas Marsh, let thy soul be full of charity, and thou shalt be made strong. In other words, faith and love matter most. When trials shake your faith, the Lord invites you to come back, not because of your status, but because He loves you and wants to strengthen you. In section 113, the Lord answers questions about Isaiah and explains that the rod and root are symbols for a servant of Christ in the last days, Joseph Smith himself. This was a reminder to the saints that their struggles were part of a bigger plan. Even through persecution and poverty, God's promises still stand. The restoration is ongoing, and each of us is part of gathering Israel and building Zion. So as you study this week, remember, even when life feels chaotic, the Lord sees growth. Discipleship isn't about avoiding adversity, it's about becoming more like Christ through it. He knows your pace, He knows your pain, and if you walk with Him in faith, He will lead you by the hand into peace, purpose, and power.